Hello, we're going to do the test for impairment of assets, but before we do, there's some things we need to be aware of. One is the test that you have to have. There's 3 steps you have to have. First, you have to estimate the future net cash flows. This is your inflows minus your outflows, and how much is going to be over the remaining life of the asset. And then we find the book value of the asset in question. That's your cost minus your accumulated depreciation. And then if the book value is greater than the estimated future cash flows, then the asset's impaired. And then if it's impaired, then you do the book value minus the fair value is the impairment. Okay, not the cash flows, but it's the impairment. And we're going to do a little bit easier because what you actually do is take the present value of the cash flows at a discounted rate, but it's given to us. So for this information we have, the cost is $9 million. The accumulated depreciation so far has been $8 million. The expected future cash flows is $7 million, and the fair value is $4,800,000. Okay, so step 1 is determine the net cash flows minus the inflows. Well, the net cash flows is $7 million. Now, for the book value, we have $9 million. $1 million, and so the book value then would be $8 million. Okay, so then the question is $8 million greater than the cash flows of $7 million? And the answer to that question is yes, it is. Okay, you don't have to put that in there, but I did. So now, and that's find the book value. If the book value is greater than the estimated cash flows, the asset may be impaired. So it is impaired. So the book value was, wrong column, is $8 million. The fair value is $4,800,000. So the difference is $3,200,000. So the journal entry we would have is $3,200,000, $3,200,000. Now for part B, it wants for the depreciation. Well, we now have 4 million. So let's do 4,800,000 divided by 4, because we have 4 years left. So we would have 1,200,000 is our depreciation. And then part C, it says the fair value of the equipment the following December 31st is 5,100,000, so it went up in value. Prepare the journal entry that we would have. For GAAP, we have no entry because once you write it down, you do not recover it. However, for IFRS, you would. If you think it's going to be more of a permanent thing, then you would recover it. So you'd increase the value by you'd increase the value. But for US GAAP, there is no entry. Okay, that's the impaired. That's how you do impairments. And that works the same way with the statement of cash flow of the assets as well as for goodwill. You do impairments basically the same way. But these are the 3 steps you have to follow to see if it's impaired. And then if it is impaired, then you find the fair value of the cash flows. And then that's your impairment. And once you write it down, you do not write it back. It does not come back up. Okay? So that is your impairment. And